Hey ladies and gents, Schemerism here with another episode of my Ocarina of Time 3 Heart Run. Last time we took care of the bottom of the well and got the magic extension. This time we're taking on the Shadow Temple. Now the Shadow Temple I actually haven't practiced for, so you'll have to excuse me if I do some silly things in it, but I think we should be good. You get the item for the Shadow Temple fairly early on, so I don't see that becoming a major issue. Let's see, I should go ahead and pull out the hook shot. There are lots of Skulltulas in here, and I suppose I could use the bow and arrows for that, but I do need the Lens of Truth. So, and you know, in case you decide to somehow get here without finishing the... I don't know how you would get here without finishing a few other temples first, but you know, if you managed it, then more power to you, I guess. So basically, the ones with the lit up eyes are the ones that you can walk through. And I mean, you'll end up with these random rooms with... What was... Okay, do you have to wait for him to die, or are there... no. Keys. I hate keys so much. They're so hard to avoid. Alright, there should be something there. Yes, I believe this is going to be either the map or compass. I'm not quite doing what you would call... I'm not doing this quite what you would call blind, but I don't remember this temple extremely well. So if I end up getting most of the items required for navigation, then you'll have to excuse me. But every time you see the lit up eyes, you can go forward. Unless, of course, it's this room, in which case only one of them has the proper way forward. And you might recognize this area. This boss again. Of course, it's going to help a little bit because you have the big Oron sword. And because it's the big Goron sword, you can pretty much guarantee that you don't have to worry about these things grabbing you and making your life difficult. Of course, you might have to worry about the boss's hands grabbing you and holding you still, but the big Oron sword does make this fight a little shorter, considering it's twice as strong as the Master Sword, which itself is twice as strong as the Kokiri sword, so, you know, 4 times the strength. Each hit is like 4 hits from the Kokiri sword, and I think this is the hover boots. Yep, hover boots. So, yeah, they used the hover boots. I thought was a very interesting thing to have in this game, if only because it's such a random item that you don't really see in other games. I mean, they don't let you jump or anything like that, but it's just kind of weird. I like how I had a net gain from that jar hitting me, but yeah. So, Shadow Temple. Yeah, not every wall with lit up eyes is going to be a way through. But, yeah. So the hover boots, much like the iron boots, you have to go to your menu and equip and unequip them every time you want to make use of them. I know you... excuse me. I know you have to turn this. Make my beak face the skull of truth. As in the only one that's actually there. Okay, so I have to make it face that one. That's simple. Yeah. I mean, it's not terribly difficult to figure out. I suppose also you could just go to each one and just stop. Because eventually that's going to happen anyway. But here we go. First equipping the hover boots, which remind me a lot of Pegasus shoes for some reason. Which I suppose I could keep them on for the rest of the dungeon, but no real point. I think you should keep them on for the boss, but I don't think it's technically necessary. And might as well take out the Ocarina. Now let's see. I remember there are two ways you can. They're like, I think you can go all three ways actually, and ooh, I haven't been here in a while. But thankfully Link takes it like a trooper whenever he gets hit by a scythe. Now, as far as getting this goes... Actually, I don't even remember what that did. Was there any point to me doing that? No, there was not. I don't know why I just did that. Cutting back. But as I'm sure you saw, that was a rather large room, and there are several rooms like that in this dungeon. Aha, that's the place that opened. How did I forget that this was the place that opened? And this is going to be your first key, basically. So, you know. I wish that I would keep the small key from the dungeon that I didn't actually use the key in, but apparently 7 years does a lot to a key, so... I lead it this way, yeah. What's... Ah, Gibdos! 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 Gibdos? Ah, yeah. Big Oron sword makes your life so much easier. It really does. Now, I believe this is going to be the compass. Because, you know, that's kind of the only big chest option left, aside from the fancy chest for the boss key. So... pretty much just leaves this way, which is... I just got killed by one of those things. Great. Yeah. Just gonna ignore him. Now, this over here, this is why I kept the hook shot out. It's also why I wish the child that Link as a kid used either the hook shot or the bow. I guess the logic is he grows up a little bit in Majora's Mask, and so that's why he's able to use the fairy bow and everything, but it strikes me as an excuse to just not let you use this item as a child and force you to use the aforementioned, it forces you to use the slingshot, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Watch for... oh, no. Ceiling Masters. Or... Floor Masters? I guess they're Floor Masters. But yes, the Floor Masters are the thing we're watching out for now. And this guy, as long as I'm aggressive, I should be able to beat him, but... yeah. I wasn't too worried about that guy this time. Now, over here, I remember you actually have invisible platforms. And you don't really need the Lens of Truth to make it across if you know they're there, because they're not like branching pathways that are really narrow or anything like that. I'm gonna go ahead and keep these on, because I think I'm gonna need them. Actually, no, I'm not gonna need them. This thing, however, is unfortunately completely invisible. You seriously can't see this thing without the Lens of Truth. And I think that's one of the more annoying things that they did with it, is give you invisible enemies. Also annoying, I think these keys might be invisible too. No, they're not. They're just straightforward, and thankfully, likes. Lens of Truth renders likes rather simple. And this is a kill room, actually. I don't know why I've been wasting so much time. Huh. For some reason it's running away, so I'm gonna go ahead and just pull out the arrows. I have no idea if I'm gonna be able... I don't think I'm gonna finish this in one video. But it would be a good candidate for finishing in one video if I knew a bit more about this dungeon. I'll go ahead and grab the hearts. Why not? Thankfully, as long as I'm careful to avoid the aha! There we go. I was about to say, there's no way that they've sent me all that way for just... Well, in their defense, it was technically not just arrows and rubies. It was also a gold skulltula, but... that... I wish I'd remembered that. So... basically, if I keep attacking this guy and don't let up, he shouldn't be able to kill me. Or really hit me, period. So... yeah. And that's going to be important in a second. If I remember correctly, I have to go this way first, but... yeah. Yeah. No, I have to go that way first. Which requires timing. Yeah. It also requires not dying. Damn it, this means I'm gonna have another freaking Stalfos to beat. Which, fortunately, Stalfos are actually fairly simple to beat. Yeah. Which I wish I had known in the Forest Temple, but, you know. Nobody's perfect. Yeah. Getting these is fairly simple, especially if you blow up the Beamos. I don't get what the thing is with Zelda games and OS at the end of the titles for things, but they like to do that. Beamos, Stalfos, Wolfos. I don't know. It's a thing for them. Oh god, this room. Oh god. See, I remember that there's a block here. See, I'm not doing this blind, I remember random things, that's all. There's a block there. and it needs to be more or less in place. There are a bunch of things up top, and fun stuff. And this needs to be placed in such a way that whenever it stops these things, I can go around it. And I think there's actually a place where it can stop both of them, but I think you actually need it to be in a certain spot to use it. And I don't think that spot actually stops any of them. Stop dancing around the sliding spike thing. Basically, I need it to be here? Yes. Okay. Now I just need to go around and start pulling it this way. And now that it can't crush me, I can use it to get to fancy places. And there's a gold skull in here too. Is there anything other than a gold skull in here? No? Okay. Sweet. Let's see. There is a chest here. I don't think this chest has anything important in it though. Well, clearly I needed more arrows after that little escapade into the rather pointless area. Alright, now I can't pull it any further. So what now I need to do is climb it, go over this way. These boots are going to make this really weird. Get on this thing, go over this way, grab this. Didn't need to grab that, but I can still go over this way. And what does this switch do? Oh, that. Well, either way, that's pretty simple to get to as well. I think this is actually a key. Which, you know, kind of the only point to this room is getting that key. Unless... Oh, that was... I could have just... Okay. Yeah, it's pretty much just the key. And now I can go back, and he must almost definitely be back. Yeah. No. Thankfully those things only take off a quarter heart, or this would be a problem. Now, thankfully the Lens of Truth does not use up much magic. As you can see, this thing sways back and forth, so you're going to have to wait on it to put you in an advantageous spot. Let's see. Yeah, there's no way I'm getting this in just one video.